The storm outside was relentless, its fury hammering against the windows as if the very sky was trying to tear the house apart. The wind howled like a creature in torment, rattling the trees, twisting their branches into monstrous shapes that clawed at the house. Inside, the silence was thick and suffocating, a weight that pressed down on me. Then the phone rang, its shrill tone slicing through the quiet. I hesitated before picking it up, already sensing that something wasn't right. On the other end, a voice, soft, barely above a whisper, spoke a single word, my friend's name. And then, just as quickly, the line went dead. The voice hadn't sounded like anyone I knew, and the chill that crept up my spine told me this was more than just a wrong number. As the minutes passed, I pushed it aside, telling myself it was nothing, just the wind, maybe some strange coincidence. But then the calls started again, each one more unsettling than the last, each one coming from an unknown number, each one whispering my friend's name. I couldn't shake the feeling that I was being watched, that something wasn't just wrong in the storm, but wrong in the house itself. Later that night, I found myself standing at the front door, staring out the peephole. Molly, the cat, was there, standing perfectly still, her body tense, eyes locked on the crack beneath the door. I couldn't explain it, but her behavior felt off. As I peered through the fogged-up glass, I saw a shadow, a figure standing outside, unmoving. For a moment, I thought it was just my mind playing tricks, but something about the stillness of it sent a shiver down my spine. I waited, heart racing, but the figure didn't move. The rain kept falling thick and heavy, masking any sound. I tried to dismiss it, told myself I was just overthinking, but when I walked away, Molly had disappeared, and the eerie stillness of the house seemed even more oppressive. I returned to the door, peering through the peephole again, only to find the figure was gone, like it had never been there. The night stretched on in a tense, fearful silence. I tried to distract myself with a movie, but I couldn't shake the feeling that something was wrong. That's when I saw it again, Molly standing at the bedroom door, staring at the crack beneath it, her eyes wide and unblinking. She hadn't made a sound, hadn't even moved, just stared. I walked toward her, every step filled with dread, and leaned down to listen. Silence. Then the faintest creak, as though something or someone was on the other side of the door. I froze. My breath caught in my chest as I crouched to peer through the crack at the floor beneath the door. There was something there, something close, a shadow, a figure, standing just inches away, waiting. My pulse hammered in my ears. I snapped the lock shut, heart pounding. Almost immediately, the footsteps faded as the figure fled, running down the stairs and into the night. I called the police, but by the time they arrived, the house was empty. No sign of the intruder, no trace of who had been watching me. The only evidence was the strange phone calls, the eerie behavior of Molly, and the feeling that the house itself had become a place of dread, a place where I was no longer safe. The police suspected it was a stalker, but they couldn't track down the calls, couldn't identify the person. Whoever it was, they were gone, but I knew they hadn't really left. A week later, the calls came again. The same voice, the same question. "Are you sure the house is empty?" The words echoed in my mind, sinking deep into my bones. It wasn't just a question anymore, it was a threat. They had followed me home. That night, as the storm raged once again, I stayed up, watching the house, listening for the faintest sound. Then, through the fog and rain, I saw it. The same figure, the same man on the dirt bike coming back, but this time, he didn't stop at the driveway. This time, he vanished into the night, his headlight extinguished, leaving nothing but darkness. I grabbed my shotgun, my heart pounding, The sound of footsteps outside grew louder, more urgent. The man was close. The shadows in the yard seemed to move with a life of their own, but I couldn't see him. Not until I looked out the back window. There he was, standing at the window, hammer in hand, staring into the house. I didn't think. I reacted. I grabbed my keys, ran to the truck, and drove straight out front, lights blinding the yard. The figure sprinted into the darkness, disappearing into the storm. But I knew one thing. This wasn't over. Whoever he was, whatever he wanted, he wasn't done with me yet. I reported it to the sheriff, but they never found out who the man was. He had been hiding in my house the entire time. I thought I was safe, watching me sleep, waiting for the right moment to strike. I never learned what he truly wanted, but the terror of that night still lingers. I still hear the faintest creak of the house settling, and I wonder, what if he's still out there? What if he's watching me right now?